Moin! Welcome back to the channel, everyone. It's Mace coming to you from Canada, and today we're checking out some more political German cabaret, a cabaret artist, Gerhard Polt. Let's check this out. This is obviously an older clip. This will be from probably the 80s? 70s maybe? Okay, 1994. Sometimes it's often hard to tell now. We're so spoiled with a lot of the video quality nowadays. That anything that looks like from the early 2000s can stretch back quite far. Yeah, democracy. Let's check this out. Maybe a segment on democracy, I guess.
I think we will get an Apfelstrudel or something like this.
I think we'll get an apple strudel or something like this. Okay, what's this character that he's playing here?
And before and afterwards we will have it. Yes.
That hair. Okay, that hair, you guys. What's going on? What's going on with the comb over? And the suit. Never seen a suit like this.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is me a pleasure and an honor today to be here in Africa, in your nice country of Churangrati. My dear Churangratlers.
Wait, which country is he in? He's in Africa, but what country did he say?
In your nice country of Churangrati. My dear Churangratlers. Before I start my lesson now, let me give you the kindest regards of our Minister President Dr. Stoiber, of our Verkehrsminister Wirtschaftsminister Dr. Wiesheu, and last...
He's just, yeah, he's not even speaking words in some of it. Like, he's just stuttering. Okay.
The kindest regards of our Minister President Dr. Stoiber, of our Verkehrsminister Wirtschaftsminister Dr. Wiesheu, and last not least of Dr. Kaiser Franz Beckenbauer from Wildbad Kreuz. Ladies and gentlemen, the Hans Seidel Stiftung kindly asked me to teach you the basics of the most modern form of government, democracy. Democracy, ladies and gentlemen, democracy, and this might...
Yeah, so his voice and his cadence is obviously deliberate. It's something to get used to.
Ladies and gentlemen, democracy, and this might interest you, especially here in Africa. Democracy, what is it? Democracy, ladies and gentlemen, has an old and a very long tradition in Bavaria.
Old and very long tradition in Bayern.
The roots go back far, far back to a man called, I've written him on the blackboard, called Plato. I hope that you can already read.
Are you saying Plato?
Plato, ladies and gentlemen, was an old Greek,
Greek
from
philosopher.
Greece. The next one was an old Roman called...
His writing is, yeah, it's very legible. Looks like an alien scroll. Okay. I'm a little lost. I will give you that for now. Let's continue here. Democracy is written correctly, at least.
Cicero, I write him on the blackboard, Cicero.
Cicero?
Correctly pronounce Cicero, we don't say Cicero. Cicero, he enriched the idea of democracy. But, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention now, because immediately, rapidly is the next one, the third.
I can't with his hair. Is he wearing like a cap, like a bald cap? His head looks funny too.
One was our political genius from Bavaria, Dr. Müller. Or as we call him in Bavaria, the Ochsensepp.
So it's like developing a character, a common part of Cabaret. I know like with Foka Pispas, it's usually just like more or less himself. But you have like guys like Schramm who has multiple kind of characters that he can bring out, and the characters have different backgrounds and different opinions, so he can use those to play against each other and create interesting contrasts and make interesting ironies and satires out of those. I gotta go back.
Genius from Bavaria, Dr. Müller. Or as we call him in Bavaria, the Ochsensepp.
The who?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ochsensepp?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ochsensepp
himself. He gave the idea of democracy a new power and a new vitality by giving simple answers to very simple questions.
Simple
A
answers.
typical Ochsensepp question, for example, was, what do Democrats actually want? Democrats, ladies and gentlemen, always want a majority. In Bavaria, absolute majority. Ladies and gentlemen, how do you get a majority? Very important now for you. You need always a people. We need a people or a population who wants that you are the majority. And therefore you need your own radio station, as we have in Bavaria, for example, the Bayerische Rundfunk.
It's the thing with democracy, like you need engagement and you need educated voters, and I feel like, well, especially in Canada, I think North America, but this isn't necessarily a trend that's unique to only here, but people are becoming less and less engaged, I feel, in politics, or less and less educated about, you know, the platforms of the parties that are running, what people are actually, you know, what they're voting for, who they're voting for, and actually getting out and voting, which is sometimes can be a difficult thing, right? The percentages here are just absolutely kind of sad, really. Like the percentages of people actually voting is horrible. It's like 50%, or like, it's bad. There's a lot of people just, they're not active in their political duties as citizens.
You need your own newspapers. We have in Bavaria, for example, the Mace Merkur, to tell the majority what the majority wants.
Tell the majority what the majority wants.
Ladies and gentlemen, and majority, how to arrange it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not so easy. Ladies and gentlemen, and another fundamental Ochsensepp principle.
What is it?
It sounds the upper always beats the under. The Ober sticht the Unter, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, never be the party of the either or, of the entweder oder. Always be the party of the as well as, of the sowohl als auch. Be the party of the government as well as the opposition. Be the party of the millionaires, of the moneymakers, as well as the social receivers, the underdogs, the people under the bridge. Ladies and gentlemen, very important too, the old Romans, the old Greeks in their times, they sacrificed to honor the gods in heaven. They sacrificed jewelry, wine, beer, gold, silver, to get in harmony with the gods in heaven. The modern Bavarian citizen today sacrifices to his representative, to his politician, long trips and journeys in private jets, big parties in big hotel suites, if he only sees his representant drink Freibier. Ladies and gentlemen, Freibier, I write it on the blackboard. Freibier.
He's talking about like political corruption or the decadence of the political elite. Oh my God. You guys are going to have to really fill me in on this one. I find it fascinating though. His performance style, super unique. He almost is, he's very, I'd be curious to see what this Gerhard, what he speaks like normally. I'd be curious and interested to see that. This character is pretty epic and out there.
The idea of Freibier, ladies and gentlemen, in Bavaria
Freibier?
is deeply religious. The more you drink, the earlier the ghost of democracy becomes visible. Ladies in Germany, our Verkehrsminister Dr. Wiesheu, he got the Bayerischer Verdienstorden when he achieved 1.99 promille. Ladies and gentlemen, only a politician with a very good lever and a very good constitution can drink so much for his nation. He needs a good lever and a good constitution. In Bavaria we say, Bayerische Verfassung. At the end of my lesson, ladies and gentlemen, you might ask, now does Bavarian democracy really cover all aspects of public life? And proudly I say, yes, it does. Why, ladies and gentlemen?
Does it work?
Why? Because further culturally and spiritually developed Democrats in Bavaria have found a home. A home in the, I write it on the blackboard, in the ADAC. In the ADAC. The ADAC, ladies and gentlemen, is a garage for a pluralistic society in Bavaria. And now you see the circle of democracy's clothing from Plato to ADAC, ladies and gentlemen. And at the end, ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you, I want to say to you, because it is a Black Day for Africa, a day for the blacks in Africa, in the name of our Minister President, for you here in this continent, in Africa, I wish you really, for your future, happy democracy. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, that was intense. I don't know if he's like ridiculing, lambasting political thinkers, political pundits, political scientists, or at least ones that will try to explain away democracy. I'm fairly lost on this one, you guys. A lot of the words I didn't recognize, like the Is that even a real word? Like, let's see. Oxensep. Oxensep. Like, Oxensep. Like, OCHSENSEPP. OCHSENSEPP. Like, I don't know if it's just a made up word. Came up with Josef Müller. Oh, that was his nickname. German politician. Josef Müller, also known as, Ockensep. Joe Ox. Okay, was a German politician who was a member of the resistance during World War II. And afterwards, one of the founders of the Christian Social Union, the CSU. He was a devout Catholic and a leading figure in the Catholic resistance to Adolf Hitler. Okay. All right. So, wow. Very interesting performance by Gerhard. Like I said, I found the performance hilarious, yet kind of perplexing to a degree. That's the cool thing about art. Sometimes you don't always know exactly what they are making fun of. Or everything's just completely over my head, which is also fine because I'll learn something when you guys let me know what was this all about. All right. Cheers. We'll see you all tomorrow. Okay.